Manchester United considering to trigger Zubimendi's £50 million release clause at Real Sociedad. Christian Eriksen's deal to Anderlecht takes a step closer, and Yousef Fofana transfer blow. These are some of the stories we will be discussing on this afternoon show. But before we get into that, please do me one small favour. Smash a like on today's video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's jump straight on into it. So let's start off with this Yousef Fofana story then, shall we? Because we have had a bid go in for Yousef Fofana, but it's not from Manchester United, it's from AC Milan. So in the last couple of minutes, apparently AC Milan have made a bid worth 17 million euros for Yousef Fofana. The story says that apparently the bid was rejected by Monaco as they are expecting an offer of around 35 million euros. How does everyone feel about Yousef Fofana? I personally think he'd be a good signing. 35 million euros is about 30 million pounds. We've already beaten AC Milan to one player this summer in Joshua Zirkzee. Do we go for a second with Yousef Fofana? Now, I don't think he's a priority. I think he's on the list, but I don't think he's, up at the top of it. From what I've been told, the top of the list is Manuel Ugarte, Martin Zubimendi and Amrabat. And Yousef Fofana is kind of somewhere in around there as well. But I think for £30 million, if our other options don't come to fruition, i.e. Ugarte and Zubimendi, then for £30 million, I think you've got yourself a pretty good player there. 25 years of age, full French international, had a very good season for Monaco last season, would be the exact profile of player that we're looking for to play in that midfield alongside Mainu and Bruno. He isn't an out-and-out CDM, but he can do the defensive bits as well. So I think he would be an interesting profile, although I do think we still would need more of a number 6 type player, like a Zubimendi, an Ugarte or an Amrabat. So I think it would have to be Fofana and Amrabat or Fofana and Zubimendi. I don't think we could get one or the other because otherwise we would still be a little bit short in the CDM area. Unless, of course, Toby Collier, the 20-year-old young Englishman who's just come through from the youth academy, unless he's going to be part of the first team, which apparently he is, then maybe we don't need 2 midfielders. But I still think it's a lot to rely on a 20-year-old in a season where people are expecting, top 4, win the Europa League. Can we do that with a 20-year-old? Maybe we can. Kobe Mainoo proved that age is just a number, but it is still a big risk and it's a lot of pressure to put on such a young player in his first season. But you can let me know your thoughts on that one in the comment section below. The next story I've got for you is on Christian Eriksen. So just to give you a roundup on this, Manchester United are apparently willing to sell Christian Eriksen this summer. A fee of around 5 million euros is what Manchester United are asking for. At the moment, there is interest from Ajax and Anderlecht. Eriksen's got 1 year left of his deal. He's on massive wages at Manchester United, around 150k a week. And Manchester United know that either they sell him now and cash in, or they lose him for free in June next year, right? And the thing you have to remember of Eriksen is we didn't pay a transfer fee for him. So although 5 million sounds like nothing, that would be 5 million profit. And when you think that his 150 grand a week wages is about 10 million a year just on wages alone, you add the 10 million plus the 5 million, you've got yourself 15 million euros there, which could go and get you an Amrabat. It could get you half of a Fofana. It would help in our window is what I'm kind of saying. And if Eriksen isn't part of the future and he's not going to get a new contract, which apparently he isn't, then do we really want to keep Eriksen as a bench player? I don't think so. We have Mason Mount. He plays in the same position. Ahmad can play centrally. Zirkzee can play as a cam. We don't really need Eriksen anymore. So I would definitely move him on. And I think if we could get 5 million, I know it sounds like very little, but I think it would be a sensible deal to do. Otherwise, we lose him for nothing next summer. But the Anderlecht, it's the Anderlecht director of football has come out speaking publicly about it, and he said this. He says, "I know Christian Eriksen well. We worked together at Brentford 3 years ago, and I still exchange messages with Christian regularly." He says, "I know that he has a training camp in LA, blah, blah, blah. I can confirm he is not currently in Brussels. In general, I can say that we are looking at various options to get reinforcements, blah, blah, blah." So he effectively saying that they are in contact. He's acknowledged that the transfer links are real. They're not just made up. He says they're in regular contact. He admits that he'd like to bring him to Anderlecht. And then he goes on to say that he thinks it would be an opportunity for later on in the window. He's effectively implying that once Manchester United buy a couple of players and Eriksen is 100% surplus to requirements, that Anderlecht will try and sign him then. Because effectively at that point, his transfer fee will be even less than what it is now, because they'll know that Manchester United want rid of him. They'll come in, they'll say, we'll buy him off you. Obviously, they're going to have to pay big, big wages, 150k a week, which is a lot for a team like Anderlecht. So yeah, we'll see how that one progresses. But Eriksen, I would definitely sell, I think. It makes a lot of sense. I know he brings experience, but I think his time at the very, very top level, I think, is done, especially in the Premier League, where it's so, you have to be so athletic and so fit to be able to work in that midfield. So for me personally, Eriksen, thank you. But yeah, I think it's time to move on. And let's move on to Zubimendi now. So this is coming out from Manchester Evening News, and they are reporting that apparently Manchester United are now increasingly confident to trigger the release clause for Martin Zubimendi. Obviously, we know that there's a £50 million release clause. They go on to say that United are now willing to activate the Zubimendi release clause. It says that they are one step away from signing Real Sociedad midfielder Zubimendi. It says that that they have apparently offered a 5-year contract to Zubimendi, and it also says that they are willing to trigger the release clause, which is £50 million. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that this is just an attempt to bring down the Manuel Ugarte price, I think. We know that Manchester United want Manuel Ugarte. We spoke on the show this morning that apparently Man United and PSG are in talks with a loan deal with an obligation to buy next summer. So why would we now go and trigger the release clause of Zubimendi? And to me, this is just an attempt by the media, probably briefed by the club, by Manchester United, to try and stir things up, to try and panic PSG a bit, because then effectively PSG will think, Manchester United have another option. Oh, they could go and get Zubimendi. Oh, we better get this deal done, you know? And that's all I think that this story is. But maybe I'm wrong, you know? Maybe Man United will go and sign Zubimendi, and maybe Manuel Ugarte was the smokescreen. Maybe they wanted Zubimendi all window, and actually they pretended that they wanted Ugarte. I don't know. Until it actually happens, it's very, very hard to comment. But taking it back to football, I think Zubimendi would be a quality signing. I would be just as happy with Zubimendi as I would with Manuel Ugarte. I think he's the exact profile that Manchester United need, as is Manuel Ugarte. So as it stands at the moment, I don't really have a preference between either of the two players. But you can let me know in the comments section, like, who is the dream CDM that Manchester United should sign this summer? Is it Amrabat? Is it Zubimendi? Is it Manuel Ugarte? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I would probably say Zubimendi's my preferred option, and then I'd say Manuel Ugarte, and then I'd say Amrabat. The only reason for that is I just think the Zubimendi deal is easier to do. He's got a release clause. There's no need to even bother negotiating with Real Sociedad. He's available for 20 million less than what Manuel Ugarte's current price is. So I think for that alone, that 20 million could go and get you another maybe attacking player or a centre-back, or it could even get you Amrabat as well. You know, you could get Amrabat and Zubimendi for the same price as what PSG want for Manuel Ugarte. And the other thing as well with Ugarte is, although this loan option sounds great, right? This loan with this obligation to buy. What happens if Manchester United do this loan deal and then Ugarte has an absolute stinker next season, and then we have to pay for him at the end of the year? Like, obviously you don't want to think negatively, but that is a possibility, you know? So I think if anything, if we're going to do this loan, it should be an option to buy, like we did with Amrabat, where we pay them a big we pay them a big loan fee. You know, maybe we give them £10 million to loan Manuel Ugarte for one season, and then at the end of the season, we have the option to buy him for like 50 million or something. I think that would make way more sense and would be way less risky, because I don't really like these obligation to buy type deals. I just think they're a bit strange, because effectively you are committing to buying him. So you may as well just buy him now if you're going to buy him. Do you get what I mean? Otherwise, next summer, we'll all be sat there saying, oh, who are we going to buy? How much money have we got? And then we'll have to go and give 50 million to PSG for for Manuel Ugarte, which will limit what we can do. So, yeah, if we could do a loan with an option to buy, I think that would be great for Manuel Ugarte. Give them 10 million, you know, like we did with Fiorentina. Give them a big loan fee. And then if it does well, great, we have that option to buy him. And if it doesn't do well, then we don't have to buy him. That would be my preference. And I think if you did that, you could still then go and get an Amrabat, or you could get a Zubimendi as well. So that would be my preference. But I'm always interested to see what other Manchester United fans have to say. So let me know your thoughts on everything in the comment section below. The final story I've got for you is on Pellistri. And it still looks like Panathinaikos, the Greek side, are pushing to sign Pellistri in the coming days. So we should probably get a here we go on that one very, very soon. And also, Rangers are apparently close to signing Hannibal Mejbri on a permanent deal. I don't know how much for. I imagine it will be around 5 to 10 million euros. It's not going to be a big amount of money. So yeah, Hannibal and Pellistri look like they'll be the next two players to leave the club alongside Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But I'm going to wrap the video up here. It's just a short lunchtime catch up. Please make sure to smash a like before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This has been Daily Red Devil. Have a great afternoon, everyone. I'll speak to you all later. Bye for now.